Welcome to Talking Hogs, the only podcast that zooms, period. In the history of all of them, we're the only ones.
Never been done.
Never been done before, will never be done again. Because today I have Daniel and Aaron. First time on the show. Guys, how are we doing?
Happy
Glad
to be here.
Casey. Wonderful show.
Yeah. I found you guys on Facebook. Fans of the show for a long time now, no?
Big fan. A long time listener, first time caller.
Oh God, my fucking back.
You know, I don't always
crack it.
I don't always listen, but I support you.
Oh yeah. Hello knows.
Oh well, how are we doing this week, fellas?
Pretty fucking
Okay.
fine. I'll jump in on it off the riff if you want. We already mentioned we were going to talk about it, but
Crank it up
long-standing.
with this week's up to date with Aaron Curl.
Here's what you need. What you need to know: if you missed out on our boys, RJ, remember in January playing Burr Park and in Dalton, Georgia, they opened up for a Beach Boys cover band who I can only imagine were shitting their matching britches after having to march on after that. The guys killed it, resident former Hogfather Chris Deal up there on the vocals. The rest of them boys, it's a total package. They were awesome. They still fucking got it. They're incredible.
Daniel, were you there?
Oh yeah, man, it was a blast. I had such a good fucking time. I loved watching all those fucking people in the crowd getting uncomfortable. I loved watching somebody sing real country music about taking pills and smoking weed on top of a mountain, drinking brown party liquor. Like I needed that.
Yeah.
And it was a sight to behold. On top of to back that up, it was Raina's first concert, and she was very excited to be there.
Oh, was it?
That was cool.
Yeah, man, she had a blast.
She threw up the devil horns, dude. A couple devil horns, dude. Just not knowing when to headbang, but like during the most inopportune parts of the music, like she's just fucking just wrangling her head like this is it.
She really enjoyed waving at the drone throughout the show.
The drone. She was all about drone. They had a drone up there getting shots of them playing, which I'm sure looked great. Raina was just drone? The
drone.
Attack of the Drones.
Is it Dalton PD's drone? $1 million drone?
Oh my God. Fucking A. It just has a 12 gauge duct tape to it.
I wonder.
It's weighing down the drone.
I wonder who does own that thing, because it made me. I mean, the fucker would like hover down in front, and we're standing up there at the stage because we want to like be right there with them. And this drone's, maybe 5 feet in front of us at times before it, zooms back off into oblivion. Like, I wonder who owns this thing. This has got to be sanctioned or something, right? I just imagine, like, what monkey's behind the controls here that's just going to zoom some propeller into my eyeball?
It very well may have been, and Casey probably backed me up on this, as part of, like, being a band in the year 2023, whoever their PR person is taking photos, because there was a guy up front taking professional shots of them. So it may have been a part of a PR or a marketing team that was.
Well, I kind of wonder, because the people you're talking about, that's Carl, Tyler's brother, who's a video and editing whiz, and Ed, which I didn't get to say hey to you, Ed, if you're listening. I wanted to, but you look busy. I know Ed helps him out a little, so Ed and Carl up there doing their thing. But I don't know about. It could have been, I guess. I didn't see him in the same place at the same time, so he could have transformed.
But I'd say that I never saw him when the drone was there. I never saw anybody taking pictures and vice versa. So that would be my bet, or government cover up. It's only one of those two things.
And we got a whole bunch. What was I about to say, Aaron? Were you about to say something?
Yeah, I did. This is just nice. I thought this was like a neat little kind of heartwarming thing. It's not that funny, but on the way back to our car, we were going to hang out with everyone afterwards. And Nikki and I were walking on our own to the vehicle. There was another group of people next to us that had, signs holding them up at the front. It was like 2 kids and 2 older women, and didn't know who they were. We were just passing, and Nikki was talking about, I can't remember the video, and came up. Carl came up, and at the time I was like, I can't quite remember his name. It's Tyler's brother. And one of the women next to her, she's like, Carl. I was like, excuse me? She's like, Carl. I was like, oh, yeah, Carl. Thanks. That's his name. He's like, they're my boys. I was like, oh, shit. It's like, I'm their mom. It was like, it's nice to hear people say nice things about my boys. I'm like, oh, that was really fucking sweet.
That's cool, man.
God, how was Tyler Southern just up there absolutely destroying every fucking instrument he touches as usual?
As he do. He was just on the guitar this time, but they broke him out the box early. First song, they're like, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tyler Southern. Let him just.
He's kind of the equivalent of like there's like imagine a rodeo, and then there's the bucking bull that's behind the gates, and the guys are just like the clowns that let him out. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tyler Southern, and they unlock the gate.
I want to see him sweat. I want to see him work, because it's not like it's not like you always got to be, running a million miles an hour on a guitar to be able to showcase how good you are at it. I know, but I want to see him sweat, because like he's so damn good. It's just like, even when he's up there and it's like, and you're like hearing all this, like, God, it's beautiful. And he's just like talking to like Chris or Cody next to him, unbothered while he's doing it. Like,
yeah, he is the consummate professional. What's very interesting though, and I know he can do it, it's not saying that he cannot, but it's something he never has to showcase, is you take, for instance, someone like friend of the show, Blake Callahan, who did the theme, was in Gold Plated Gold, a very tricky guitar player, does really wild solos, and he plays a very strange kind of way. And Tyler plays this more classic, soulful guitar expression. And I would love to hear Tyler do that more wild, outlandish, like hear his take on some crazy bullshit.
that would be cool. That'd be interesting. I didn't know where you were going to go. I'd also love to see like what I thought you might be saying, see Blake and Tyler play together. I bet that'd be a fucking trip.
Oh, like them just take turns soloing over something and just see how wildly different it would be.
Yeah.
Or like a crossroads situation where they both have to battle to the death.
Right. But yeah, that was a fucking blast.
Glad the show went well. I was too busy laying flooring down in the we're splitting.
And that ain't no
euphemism.
euphemism.
There we were. The boys are finally getting separate bedrooms, and we're a little bit on time crunch. We're trying to get it done before school starts back, and as with any house project you do with your partner, it results in fire and flames and pain and agony, and it really makes you wonder, like, how much more money do I have to make sure that neither one of us have to never do this again, and we can just pay people to do it. That's what the goal is to hire motherfuckers to come in and do it.
See, Nikki and I have we usually get it going pretty well. She ends up like doing a lot of it when she feels motivated and isn't working, which is usually like while I'm working. So she'll end up doing parts on her own more. That, or we'll each get our own individual things we're going to put together, and they're sitting there now over a year later. Still,
that's kind of been the deal with this room, is that Jessica's been getting a lot of the work done while I've been at work during the day. And then I'll come home and there's like, hey, I tore the carpet out of the floor. And I just look in, there's just baseboards and nails everywhere. I'm like, okay, all right, what can I do now? But I think for the most part, we're getting towards the end of it now. It's just nitpicking bullshit. So I'm happy to have that over with. And really, in terms of content, this isn't good. The room is made. So, with that being said, Daniel's going on a coffee break. He actually sent us a message in the chat.
I was trying to be polite about it.
No, dude, fuck you, man. Go get your coffee. You piece of
shit. I'll be right back. I'll yell about
coffee.
aliens in a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming. I have it written down.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile,
there we go. D-man getting
it's time
fresh cup.
It's time for Casey and Aaron's gaming minute. Aaron, what you playing?
Goddamn, I feel like while I'm doing it, you're like rolling your eyes or something. I've interspersed in a couple of other little indie games. I tried Inscription. I tried Trek to Yomi. That's not bad. You know, nothing's been great. I'm still grinding fucking Tears of the Kingdom because I can't not do everything I see, man. I'm at like 200 hours. I just beat Master Yoga's fat ass, and I've got beat Ganondorf as my next mission. I'm about there.
It's time to put the horse down, dude. Speaking of putting horses down, Daniel's back, and I'm back to playing Red Dead 2. Honestly, going back and playing Red Dead 2 again after playing Zelda, there's a part of me that's like, nah, Red Dead 2 is better.
I've never super gotten into Rocksteady. That's one of my blank spots as a gamer. Like the game,
all the open world Rockstar games.
Yeah,
if
GTA,
there's one to play, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is kind of fucking lame. I don't really care for it. Grand Theft Auto 4 fucking ruled and Vice City rules, but Red Dead 2, it's just so beautifully written, and just how random everything is. You could just be in the woods, and then like someone jumps out, and they're like, "Hey, a snake bit me," and then you get the option of like, you want to give them this miracle cure that you found, or you want to suck the venom out. You suck the venom out, and Arthur's like, "Don't go telling anybody I was down there by your thigh, sucking the venom out your leg." And then, like 2 in-game weeks later, you're in town, and the same guy's like, "Hey, you're the guy that sucked the venom out of my thigh." Yeah.
Wow.
I just shoot him point blank in the head for calling me out.
I like seeing people get ran over.
Do what? So that's my gaming minute. And Daniel is back with a full pot of coffee. And that only means one thing. Aliens are real. Let's go, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
All right, aliens are real. A government
Our own Buck and Bronco of the show, Daniel. We're letting him out right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, to recap, aliens are real. A government official came out from the government to tell us not to trust the government, so that's legit. We're all aware of that. But no, I mean, it's a big fucking deal. I want to get, like, into the nitty-gritty of it because it's more over... I guess I operate under an old school naivete that I was expecting the reaction I think the government was expecting out of us, but we're so broken and fucked up at this point that everybody's like, do I gotta go to work on Monday? Well, yeah. Well, fuck it then. I don't give a shit. Fucking Gleep Glop come play my goddamn taxes and we'll fucking talk about him.
I mean, really, what does it mean? Like, what is Beyonce's new kid's name? Aliens are real. I think, I was talking to you about it. I think a lot of it is just like most of us have already learned to know that the government's lying and have opened up our minds to this. So, like, I didn't see where, like, where's the alien dick and balls you got in coverage? Where's the spaceship? Yet another dickhead coming out from the government who the government is now allowing to speak about this, to me, just puts more of a possible kibosh on the thing. Like, why are you allowing this to happen? Why are you telling this now? Is it because it's so blasé that you're letting whatever old bullshit out, hoping it's going to cover us, pull the wool over our eyes a little more? Or are you just lying again? I don't know. The whole thing to me was like, it didn't definitively say what I see some people being like, and now we're here. Like, another guy said some shit. Why does it? I mean, cool, and I believe, but what does it really mean?
To that regard, the important thing about what Grush did in front of Congress was that he did it in front of Congress. And it's been done before, but someone on the stand under oath, for whatever that's worth, said, yes, we have UFOs. Yes, we re-engineer them. And yes, we have non-biologics, which again, I can get into that and be like, well, that's just him skirting around the issue, or that's just him saying that these things aren't necessarily space aliens from the planet Nebulon, that these things might be something a little deeper than that we're not ready to understand. Or
demons.
The good thing,
I did see that.
I've heard that
good
argument.
Christians know that it's demons and it's a herald of Jesus coming back.
Finally.
Okay.
Just let me watch
Oppenheimer
first.
Tie-in, Oppenheimer is the reason we're having this discussion, is the fact that, like, our tampering with the physical matter of reality in the universe is what drew their attention. Were they here before that? Sure. Were we directly interacting with them before we had harnessed the power of the atom? No. So, because of Oppenheimer, we're at this point. Those things are indeed connected, and the government lockdown on it happened shortly after that due to the nuclear threats from other countries and having to keep what's going on in our airspace a secret, UFO or not. Because think like your 1950s American military guy, and there's shit in your airspace that you don't know what it is. It's faster than you, smarter than you, better than you in every fucking way. If the Russians found out that you weren't capable of protecting yourself from that shit, or your vulnerabilities, or that your airspace isn't that well monitored, that's a more important immediate threat than the aliens themselves. Is that if Russia found out that we had no control over our goddamn airspace, that's a big fucking deal in the nuclear age. So, I mean, there's that reason for the cover up. But the important thing to take away is that your average layperson, what's the adage? When the tide rises, all ships rise. The average layperson now has a better understanding of what's really going on. Like you said, Aaron, you weren't aware that it was as frequent as it was, that airline pilots and Navy pilots are informed to watch out for these fucking things while you're up there, that it's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
commonplace. So, I mean, and two, what you said about Grush, like, where are the alien balls? Let's see them. And because we didn't get the reaction that we were wanting to get, the government didn't get us all freaking out, that's going to cause them to escalate. Like, when you go
Yeah.
from one category on Pornhub to the next, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this didn't bust my nut. Let's go up a stage. So I think the next step will be like, okay, this didn't freak them out.
It's
Let's
time for
try
the double
this.
anal. It's time for the double anal of alien
Yeah,
invasion.
yeah. You go from threesome porn to double anal. Like, all right, let's up the stakes.
Which again begs the question: what is it they're trying to? Why are they trying to fan the flames? Why are they trying to cause an uproar? That's what I'm more interested.
Oh, because everything else is on fucking fire. The oceans are boiling. Plastics are in every part of our body, and this whole global warming thing is happening a lot fucking faster than anybody mathed it out. And they're wanting us to stop paying attention to that or panic about something else so that we're not paying attention to how much they're fucking up. That they don't really know what's going on.
Which
They're
is
inept. That was
which is
something in the
really
congressional hearing.
yeah. That's really the double vaginal cream pie of it all.
Yeah, it really is. It's that, they don't know. So you go watch that congressional hearing, and there's all kinds of cool stuff in there. But one thing that was funny was the senators were like, well, we're senators of the U.S. government. Why don't we know about this? And it's like, oh, fuck. These motherfuckers really are that disconnected that they don't know about the shadow government, that they're not aware. They
They're not
really
that
think they're
important,
in power.
asshole.
Well, yeah. I mean, they really think they're in charge, which is scary, which means they don't know anything about anything. And two, if we've got all this technology and we're actively not using it to make everyone's lives better, like that's some accountability on the government's part. I mean, if we can have faster than light travel, mastery over gravity, all these things, we should be using it for ourselves to like better mankind, and we're not. And they're responsible for that in action.
Daniel, what
Not to
was
get
this?
serious about it.
What was the soup like the oldest civilization that's like that was in
The
Iraq?
Sumerians?
Yeah, the Sumerians and the whole thing with them, where like all their ancient carvings and shit is of like giants and how the Sumerians are like sitting on their laps and the story of like how these ancient beings had came down and pretty much bred these Sumerians in order to dig for gold that would in
Yes.
turn use like okay, here we go. Next question. Daniel, have we broke through the firmament? Yes or no?
Don't get me started on the firmament, man. Like,
Aaron,
I'm
do you know
not
what the
about to
firmament
jump on
is?
Are you saying the firmament?
Yeah.
firmament. From the
Firmament.
Bible.
Firmament. Okay.
It's the atmosphere.
I'm typing it in the firmament like that.
Yeah. Oh, now
Okay.
your algorithm's gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
So basically, the concept of the firmament is that we are in the dome. It's part of the flat Earth thing. It's a biblical reference to the era of humanity before the moon.
Okay. I've heard you talk about
the
it
Bible
in
talks
person and here. I didn't know the name for it.
So here's my thing, and this is the best answer I can get, and it's not even really an answer. It goes back to like the moon landing. So the moon landing we were shown in the 60s was faked, but we are very much in space, very much. No. Hear me out. What we were shown on TV was fake. Okay. but we are, and we're a lot further out in our own solar system in the galaxy than we actually think that we are. And we've been doing it for a lot fucking longer. We've had mastery over gravity since the 50s. So we've been to the moon and Mars and way the fuck beyond. And the reason they faked it wasn't because we couldn't beat the Russians or whatever. It's because we've already got shit up there and fucking established. We can't be sending Buzz Haircut and Jim Longjaw up there to stomp around on the fucking moon when we've got space bases up there. We can't do that shit.
Whalers
So,
on the
like,
moon,
yeah,
dude.
we've broken through, and the only way we've broken through is through alien interference because the Van Allen belt just won't let our squishy bodies up there. But if you have mastery over gravity and create a plasma field where nothing can intersect with it, it's not a
Right.
problem. A-okay.
Naturally.
Naturally.
So are we the byproduct of big giant daddy aliens that used our bodies to slave mine gold to
I
help
wish.
protect their atmosphere?
If you want to get into the Nephilim of it, I mean, yes. So gold
I
is a
expect to be
superconductor.
stronger.
Well, that was then.
We should.
Now there ain't no more fucking gold unless you go down to Lonica. I ain't got time to go
It's
to
all
I've
in
been paying
Dahlonega.
for. That's the last gold on Earth. But like gold's a superconductor, and the electrons in gold, it's not very stable. So the electrons in gold are given off fairly easily. So when it's brought near absolute zero and the current is inducted on it, it has an effect on gravity and has freely available electrons. So like it would make sense that a spacefaring species would have us harvest it. But on the other hand, if you can travel through space at that speed and at that regularity, there are better, easier sources of gold and materials in space than there are on this dumbass fucking rock. So I'm not going to say that they didn't do that. I'm not going to say that our cultural fascination with gold isn't somehow tied to that. But to play skeptic for a second, if the aliens really wanted gold, they wouldn't have to come here to get it. I think they might have been stuck. I think they might have been either stranded here on run from the law, something, and just needed to fucking get our civilization up to speed so that they could build a gas station so they get the fuck out of there.
So we're
Yeah,
like
we've
Very
only
well
dealt.
be something that simple.
We've only dealt with the drunken teens on a night-long bender of aliens.
we're the
that
frat
just
aliens,
crash.
dude.
We're the exactly, yeah.
Dude, my dad
Oh.
owns a fucking dealership, man.
That is a dealership, dude.
Don't tell dad aliens about Earth. It's cool, and they'll make
Hey,
it
you see him when he
lame.
wakes up, make him keep drinking.
One of the things to tie that into the frat aliens, one of the things Grush talked about in his interview is that these Tic Tacs, the regular Mexican hat UFOs, sorry, that's the term, I didn't make it. But like, these craft are generated to spec for whatever mission they're on by these larger motherships that are inhabiting our oceans. Think Abyss here. Okay. And that these aliens that are off world, millions of light years away, are interjecting their consciousness into these gray aliens, these biological robots that they're building, and that they pilot them like an avatar. So in a way, these UFOs, these Tic Tacs, all these things that are just new boot goofing around, that's literally what they're doing. Aliens from elsewhere in our reality are injecting their consciousness onto our planet, basically just come here and fuck around. That's what Grush said in his fucking interview with 60 Minutes. Granted, it was 60 Minutes Australia, but still a credible news source.
Man,
I do like the idea of just aliens showing up to just fuck with us and jam shit up our asses and milk our prostates and shit. I love that.
that's the old school shit. Like, why does anyone give that like it just makes me think of like the Simpsons, like, who's got his probe? Like, why do they care? That's so wild that's the interpretation that we've went to for a while, or that people went to more solidly. Is like they want to shove stuff up your ass, because it's like, what is it? Was it culturally like that frightening to people to play with their asshole? Is it that it had, because there's no way. I mean, sure, think about even logically, if they're going to test us, if they're going to, whatever, dissect and figure out how we work or whatever, just do research on us, why are they just going to shove stuff up our ass every time? Wouldn't they at least get bored and try other holes? I mean, come on.
I have an answer to that.
I know you do.
Okay, two things. I'll do it super fast. Okay. So One, the reason the myth and the joke, it was a joke in every show, fucking Conan, South Park, Simpsons, everybody did the probe joking, right? Putting shit up your ass. When was that propagated? From the late 80s through the early 90s and early 2000s, in the height of the AIDS epidemic, to
Yeah,
take
yeah. That's
advantage
what gay
of
sex.
the cultural
Yeah.
fear of anything homosexual that was prevalent in those 90s. This was an intentional intersection of government disinformation to make the UFO abduction stories less credible by tying it to something that society would disregard. Because, again, in those time periods, anything homosexual or anal related was brushed off and hidden under a rug and not talked about. So it was
Right.
intentionally done to make the stories and the abductions that were happening during that time frame less credible. Now, two, why aliens do stick shit up our ass. Two reasons. One, it gives us a lot of information about what our diet is, what our body chemistry is made of, how our physics are from doo doo. Okay, to make a poop joke. But the
Just like
main
your
reason
doctor.
aliens are shoving things up our asses is to stimulate our fucking prostates and get us to fucking bust. They have to collect our goop. They have to get our sweet cummy yummies and put it in a test tube to make hybrid babies. And if you're milking something, best thing to do is just shove a fucking alien vibrator up their ass and make them bust all over the place. Read the reports from oh god damn it, that couple that got abducted, Betty and Barney Hill. If you can find it, read Barney Hill's abduction story. They put a cup
Made
over
up.
his gonad, brought up his ass, and he just busts fucking everywhere. He talks constantly. In one of his hypnotic regressions, he has a hypnotic regressed orgasm in front of his fucking family.
If Betty and Barney Hill aren't made up names, then I'll give
Their
you
story's
money.
really cool, but yeah, it does sound like, okay, y'all are making this shit up. Their
Yeah,
story's really
yeah.
cool, though. It intersects with civil rights, which is pretty rad.
You talking about like the phobia against anything anal at the time just reminded me like what you said. What a great joke. So it's like nobody ate ass until after 9/11. It's like it just didn't
Right,
exist
like the
until
Romans
then.
didn't eat ass.
Yeah, right. Dude, they were eating everything they could get their dirty fucking
They
mouths
were
on.
sucking eyeballs, licking ears. They didn't give a fuck.
And yeah, anyone, any age, anything.
Dicks up noses. Like, they didn't give a shit. You act like the Greeks didn't eat ass.
Man, what a horny period. And I wonder how many got to fuck with some aliens then, because they've been here all along. They've been. That's what you and I were talking about. Like even like he was talking about Sumerians and there's Egyptian lore. I mean, and I know you know all about it, but that's what it's been there all throughout. So I wonder what's a good. We'll wait till Casey gets off. What are some good alien to human sexual hybrid moves? And you've probably even
Ooh.
got like a book about this, I'm assuming.
Honestly, yeah, there's really good books about alien sexual encounters. There's this Mexican guy, bless his heart, just working in a field, get abducted by aliens, and they just ground his dick into dust, man. It was fucking great. They release this hormone into the atmosphere, makes him vomit, then makes him raging horny. Oh man, there's all kinds of books about fucking aliens. Trust me. You think these nerds aren't writing about fucking aliens?
Oh
Um,
yeah, I mean,
let's see.
there's
I'll call
definitely
one.
erotica.
You got to start off with the forced abduction. That's a personally fun one. That's where you steal someone's nut without them noticing. They just wake up and they're like, "Oh, where's my nut?"
Oh my god, it's gone. But I know I felt it.
That's a good one.
Let's
I guess you
see.
could call one the Mulder and Scully. I guess that's just where you want to believe that you're going to come, but at the end of the day, your faith just won't allow you.
Mm, that a damn shame.
I can't see the UFO, Mulder. My cross is in my eyes. I can't see.
You just go with a dangerous modern one called the cover up. Is where you make someone
Ooh.
bust, but then you deny it throughout time. You never give them the satisfaction
Um,
of having other people know.
I'm back.
let's take my new most hated UFO slang, the UAP, and we just call it UAPP porn.
We're coming up with a new human alien sexual hybrid moves now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad
You
to see
missed
the
the
show's in good
cover up.
hands.
You missed the abduction. I
Forced
really like
abduction.
Dan's abduction, stealing someone's nut without them knowing.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I gotta make up for lost time now. Let's see. So the abduction's really good. Fuck. Damn, y'all are already playing at a higher level right now.
Oh, the swamp gas. Where you fucking fart in their face and tell them it wasn't real.
Oh, okay, got it. Area 51. It's whenever you're about to bust, you bust off screen and then you reload and you get to keep going.
Nice. I gotta bust off screen. I get more nut. I would
How about the
60.
alien trail? That's where you shove green Jello powder up your dick hole. That way, when you bust, it's green, and you just slug it down the person's back.
Guess what I'm doing later.
Right. How about the penomorph? That's whenever your dick shoots out a smaller dick.
Oh, it's dripping acid.
These are actually kidney stones.
It's the problem.
Oh, that explains the blood.
No, baby, it's just an alien.
All right, those are good. Those are good. Oh, we're riding down now. We got a little under 8 minutes. It's I enjoyed busting the
UFOs for now.
Yeah, it was good to bust the aliens out early on. I enjoyed it.
We still got plenty more to talk about on this very special triple sized episode. Prepare for 4 hours of these jokes.
Yeah, man,
so
get ready
many.
for this. Here we come.
Let's see what I got in my notes. So, alien hearings done. RJ show done. Hell, I guess we can finish up the first half with a little bit of Barbenheimer talk. All right, gun to head. You got to go into one movie. Which of the two movies are going to go watch?
Barbie. I don't want to watch a 3-hour any biopic. I don't know. Biopics just aren't necessarily my thing. It's always a huge jizz fest over how much the person making the biopic is for that individual. It's all glitter. I'd rather see the actual glitter of Barbie.
Daniel?
It brought me to something else, but I mean, gun to my head. Listen, I'm an Oppenheimer guy. Nuclear testing. I love that era of history. Not everything about it, of course, but I really love that era in history. But I'm with Aaron. It's been monetized. They're putting sex scenes in there that really aren't called for. Now, it's not to say that Oppenheimer wasn't a poonhound, because God knows he was. But I don't need 20 minutes of him munching gash. I don't need to see him become destroyer of worlds. Like, I just want to bomb. And from what I hear from reviews, not enough bomb. So I'm going to go with Barbie.
I mean, how many
I feel
bomb
like
is there? There's only 3 bomb.
And there's also 3 hours in that
There's
fucking
Trinity
movie.
bomb. And then the 2
there's
that
the Trinity
count.
bomb. There's Fat Man, Little Boy. You're right. There are 3. There's more, but there were 3. I'm going to go with Barbie because it is woke propaganda, and I love that shit.
Yeah, sign me up, dude. I want to see Ryan Gosling get. Let's see. Let's do some real like alt-right shit right now, dude. Let's go deep. I want to see Ken's nuts get clipped. That's exactly what this movie is, man. It's about the emasculization of men and patriarchal bullshit, and not my country, dude.
Where's Ken's AR-15, dude? Where's his big fucking truck, dude? Fuck that shit.
This movie would never came out. If Trump was still president, this movie would have never come out.
Hell no. It'd been Rambo 3, the Barbie. Now, a G.I. Joe movie I might go see, but this Barbie shit.
Where's my Battle Trolls movie? We've got trolls. I want Battle Trolls.
Let's make some more 90s toys fucking movies, dude.
Let's do, you know what? Out of all the girls' toys they had to use, why couldn't they make a fucking dick sucking movie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where's Street Sharks, the movie? Where's that shit at?
Street Sharks. Mutant League. Give me Mutant League.
Give me a Fast and the Furious, but with Speed Buggy and the rest of the wacky racers.
Yes.
That's the Furious wacky racers.
Throw so much money at a live action wacky races, dude. You have no goddamn idea.
Okay, so
Um,
Jim Carrey would have to be
Scotty
He's
Whiplash
what's
for
his
sure.
Dick Dastardly, sure. And who's I don't want a CGI fucking mutt,
You gotta
really.
have Chris Pratt in there as Dudley Do-Right, man. I don't like the guy, but it's the part he was born to play.
You know, I like it, but I want an actual Canadian in there. So what's it? Who's a good
Did Jim
Canadian?
Carrey play everybody?
Let's just give it all to. This is Jim Carrey's moment. This is his Big Mama's
This is it.
house. His nutty professor. Let's give it to him.
This is
That's
his
brilliant.
moment. Everything else up until this point
Jim
is just
Carrey
set this
as
up for
everyone.
Every fucking role.
And then we'll bring back Margot Robbie to be Penelope Pitstop.
Oh yeah, fucking yeah, nailed it. Now here's my question: Barbie movie ends, right? Post credit scene, Barbie's standing outside looking out of her dream house window. Who is the Nick Fury character that comes on to make her part of the Mattel initiative? Like, who comes in and is like setting up the Barbie cinematic universe?
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Ooh, hold on.
That's a really. I don't know enough about branding to even have a funny answer. Like,
Well, it would
what
be
the
a
fuck?
Mattel product, wouldn't it?
Exactly. I don't know enough about like what the fuck even else. I've never
Is
been
it the clown?
a
Okay, I
brand
got
baby.
it. It's the clown doctor from Operation.
Oh hell yes, dude, that's fucking great. Just comes in a duster.
He's got spare ribs clinging out, and he's like, Barbie, I have something to talk to you about. And then she like puts her hand on him, like, who are you? And then his nose goes, bah, and the movie ends. Oh no, it'd be Mr.
Was it
Monopoly. What
this?
if it was Mr. Monopoly?
Oh, that would be cool, Mr. Potato Head.
Oh man, yeah. Ooh, but it's well. Now I feel like we're going too far into Toy Story territory because they really.
Yeah.
True, but the Toy Story toys, a lot of them are Mattel products. You got Rock'em Sock'em Robots are a Mattel product.
That's its
Just a
own movie,
magic
dude.
eight
That's
ball rolls in.
they'll be. Oh man, let's make a horror franchise based off the Magic Eight Ball.
Oh, that'd be
Oh
easy
yeah,
enough.
dude. We such a-
Have
Oh,
we had
speak.
a wedgie board? Have we had a Ouija board movie yet? We've
Yes.
had horror movies revolving
Several.
around it. I know.
No,
There's
there was a
one just there's one
literal.
just called
Yeah.
Ouija.
Okay.
Don't forget
Movie.
Ouija Shark, Amazon exclusive Ouija Shark about a ghost shark that eats people, which is a
Did
great
y'all
movie if
happen
you
to
ever bored.
see? I know now. I know Aaron is a scaredy boy, but have you guys seen the new Exorcist trailer real fast?
No, but The Exorcist never scared me. That's one that was.
Oh, really? I thought you were weird about demonic possessions and whatnot.
It's just got to be a really weird niche. There's some that do it and some that don't.
Well, check out this new trailer because it looks absolutely fucking terrifying. It
Are
looks
you,
real.
I assume you're
intense.
talking about the Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe.
God no,
No.
fuck you. Go
This
to
is
hell.
The Exorcist Believer, where it's not only one child that is possessed, it is two at the same fucking time.
Oh,
And on that note, thus ends part one of the Zoom. We'll get right back with you
Hell yeah.
guys, and we'll continue rocking into the free
there's a
world.
joke about being in two kids at the same time that I'm very proud of us to have avoided.
We'll be back.
We'll be right back.
The show's fun.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Evil Dead the show. No, I never ended up watching that, but I'm a big Bruce Campbell guy.
It's a blast. It's just Bruce Campbell being Bruce Campbell. At this point, he's like, I think, transcended Ash, and he just is playing Bruce Campbell. It's great. I mean, it gets, off the rails and pretty cheesy as you go along, but you got him and Lucy Lawless they're fucking awesome. The two younger actors they have throughout helping him. I don't know them from anything else. I don't remember their names, but they're great. It's fun, especially like season 1 is great.
What about Lucy Brawless? Daniel?
Lucy Brawless, the lesser known hotter sister than Lucy Lawless. Now again, Lawless that carries its own connotations. Like she's down for anything. Legal, illegal, immoral, who knows?
Yeah, that downstairs is like the Wild West.
She'll kill you.
Mhm.
And she'll like it too. Speaking of which, I was
Yeehaw.
watching, I've got my algorithm on Facebook. The videos on Facebook are just almost more disturbing than my YouTube algorithm because it's nothing like but 30-minute, like detailed true crime, like this woman kills her boyfriend and then fucks his corpse. And then she admits to the cop, she's like, I actually was kind of into it. What is that? You know? Where does that come from? What happened to you as a child that makes that real now? Daniel?
From what I understand about necrophilia, it's more about a sense of control or having someone that can't leave. I mean, you look at Bundy. No, not Bundy. What am I thinking of? Not Gacy.
Gacy?
What am I thinking of? Just did a Netflix series on him.
Oh, Dahmer.
Dahmer. Dahmer didn't Dahmer didn't like the killing. He liked the product. He was a product killer, so he wanted the bodies, and he wanted the bodies because when they were dead, they couldn't leave him. So maybe a sense of abandonment, maybe a sense of lack of control, maybe something to that effect. I mean, honestly, only thing about a man worth of shit is goddamn dick anyway. So less talking he does, the better.
Especially when you got a big old swinging dinger
think
like
about it.
us three, you know.
Think about it. A man that doesn't talk or complain has a hard dick. Sign me up.
Dude, we're part of the fucking 8-inchers club, dude. Combined.
Damn, boys. I just fold mine backwards.
Yeah, dude, it's the Ouroboros, dude. I shove my dick in my own butt.
I gotta wear mine like a belt, like a Saiyan with his tail.
Yeah, and if you grab it, I get weak.
Oh, and we're back. Let's see what else I have written down. Okay. So this is going to be the most topical thing we've done in a little bit. So for this has been a pretty topical episode. Barbenheimer, aliens, and now Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town.
Oh, God.
I know. I just want to see y'all's reaction to this.
Y'all have fun. I was done. I told Dan I was done with that the second before it could even become a craze to shit on it or blindly get behind it. The second I saw it, I was like, I'm already fucking sick of it. I don't want to. Yeah, y'all have fun with it. Who fucking cares?
I know. And so I had the same exact thought. As soon as I saw this, I was like, God, both sides are going to be so fucking lame about this, dude.
But that's racist. The point.
I mean, oh yeah, my favorite ones, dude, are the ones that are like, what about the rap lyrics? What about the rap lyrics though? All the rap is about the bitches and the whatnot. What about the rap lyrics?
I mean, bitch about what you want. It's like, okay, it's proven. The stock footage was horse shit. And yes, he filmed it in front of a place where there was a horrible murder that was racist. Did this complete dumb shit hick know any of that? I believe he probably didn't either.
It was intentional. It was absolutely intentional because the song is absolute fucking garbage. Okay, it is a mediocre, lukewarm, piss poor, overproduced country song to fucking begin with. It stood no goddamn chance. But you know what's going to push his dumb ass to number 2 in the country music charts? Controversy, not talent, not fucking well done country music. Fucking controversy. That song is number 2 in the country music charts, and it's an absolute piece of garbage. I went to look it up to see if the lyrics are racist. There's like 2 verses in that song. It's 80% fucking hook. And the few lyrics that are in there aren't very long or complicated. My gun and my country. Like, it's not fucking, it's pandering at its highest level. And I can't remember which country music said it. But I stand behind it. Musicians like him are doing to country music what pantyhose did to finger fucking. Thank you. Good night.
I could riff on the hicks. That would be kind of fun. It's like the how about a livable wage? Brother, try that in a small town.
Well,
how about diversifying the workforce?
I'm saying this right now. The most narcissistic thing I will say today. I made that joke up the day it came out, the morning at 4:30 in the morning when I was up for work, before God and Twitter was even awake. I was thinking, try that in a small town. And I started going like, having gay sex in the back of my brother's F-350, try that in a small town. Eating
universal health care. Let's try that in a small town.
Now, them two in the back of the pickup, if that's a 15-year-old woman and 18-year-old man, then it'll fly.
Yeah, notice he said 15-year-old woman.
That's right. You got to watch your descriptors here so it doesn't seem as creepy.
And that's called context, brother. Look it up.
Hey, you know what? Fair and equitable treatment of all peoples. Let's try that. Let's try that shit. Small town. See how far that goes.
Hey, let's bring back Furbies. Let's try that in a small town.
Yeah.
Let's
how about
have sex.
affordable housing?
Let's have sex with Furbies in a small town.
Try that. That's small.
What's the other small town song? Oh yeah, the small
titties.
town. Is it
It's
John
all right.
Mellencamp?
I don't know. All I can think about when
it
you
is.
mention is it's
The
all
original Small
right,
Town.
be a little bitty, little hometown, big old city. I just want to sing Alan Jackson now.
Alan Jackson,
No,
dude.
you
He's
are right.
full
It is John Cougar Mellencamp.
equal rights and lefts. Fucking AJ.
Well, hey,
You know what's sad?
swing the other direction.
Do y'all ever
What?
see the Randy Travis videos where it's just like they wheel him out and they're like, because Randy Travis had like, yep, Daniel, you already know. He has like, God bless him, he's had
Damn.
like several strokes. And it's like his handler wife. She's like, this weekend in Pigeon Forge, a full-on Randy Travis tribute band will be there playing all of his classic hits. And me and Randy will be in attendance. Randy, what do you got to say about that? And they like kick him to life, and he's like, hey, man. And then you literally hear the heart thing like, beep, and they have to fucking shock him back to life. That
Come on,
to
Randy
me
Travis.
is really, and maybe he's about it. Not that he can express himself, but it's that to me. It was like, I'll have to send you the video, but it disturbed me where she's just like, "Hey, everybody, me and Randy's gonna be there. Ain't that right, Randy?" And
She's
it's
just over
just
there
like,
beating him till money falls out. Like, come on. Come
yeah,
on.
it's almost Weekend at Bernie's esque, except he's still got Amen. God, just
Tattooed on his fucking eyelid so he can fucking remember his lines.
great. Let's talk. You know what? Who could create that right wing, old fashioned country loving with half the controversy? Motherfucking Toby Keith.
Mm-hmm.
That's where's he at? Where's Tobes at?
Yeah, when's Toby gonna weigh in on this shit?
I wonder if he's just wisely staying out of it, or if he's just really cooking something. He just wants to tell us about getting drunk, and having a good time with people, right?
Him, Willie Nelson, beer for his horses. He lets his horses get drunk.
That's
He
all I
force
know
feeds
about
the
him.
horses out. We rise up our glasses against evil forces, singing whiskey for my man, beer for my horses.
You don't
Listen, let's
you
just
don't like no does that make it mean it's bad?
Pandering, all that pandering shit pisses me off, no matter what.
That's
Like,
all country
that
music
shit gets.
is.
I hate it. It's stupid. It's lame. You know, I mean, Green Day can't. I mean, yes, they can. I was about to say they can't, but they have just come out and do. I mean, it's the same thing. I'll use one of my favorite bands as an example. Like when Green Day does things like American Idiot or stuff like that. That's a pander towards their target audience, and it works on me. I'm not saying anything negative against it, but it's the
I was
same
gonna say,
level
let's
of
be
pander.
careful. We're like 70+% pander here. But everyone does it. If you're an artist, you're dumb not to. You've got to pander. Pandering doesn't make me mad. It's just when you're trying to stoke flames, when you're trying to create strife, when you're trying to turn others against one another. That's what pisses me off. Pander all you fucking want. You can either listen or not. I don't give a shit. The Rolling Stones are one of my favorite bands. They pander all day long. Even on the note of drinking, like Toby Keith, Fiddler does it in a hard sense. I like cheap beer. So what? Fuck you. Who gives a shit? Pandering's fine.
Here's the thing. There's a difference between fan service and pandering. There's a big fucking difference. I mean, pandering is just not relying on talent or skill or actual competency. It's just yammering about what you know your audience wants to hear. Giving the fans what they want is one thing, but at the same time, just like not writing. Okay, I'll use Remember in January as an example. When they sing about taking pills and smoking weed on top of Smoky Mountain, like that hits me, their target audience, and that's fan service, but they're not pandering. It's a well-constructed song performed by talented artists, and it's not the same shit that we're getting from your Jason Aldeans and your other what is it, arena country stars that it's just goods and God and American flags. Like, Try harder, work harder. We put a lot of work into our pandering. They aren't even fucking busting their butt, breaking a goddamn sweat. And that lazy musicians is why I don't like pandering. It's lazy.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine? No.
About everything and nothing all at once. Yeah, I know.
Sometimes
Well,
I give myself
while
the
we're on,
creeps. You know what I'm saying?
well, while we're on the subject controversial country, um, did you guys check out Tyler Childers' new video?
That's the yin to the yang.
I
It
don't
is.
even.
It's the complete counterbalance.
Aaron is so
It's the
checked out.
complete.
It's fucking
I
awesome.
don't even
Come
know what
on,
you're
Aaron.
talking about. No,
Hang
I'm
in
just
here.
gonna.
What I thought was fun about it, other than everything about it, is that like it wasn't titled, it wasn't released. It's just a song he'd put out for several weeks, and he let the country music people get. He let the country music people get acclimated to it and fall in love with it, and then he drops the video, and he's like, "Hey, guess what? Gay coal miners fighting for equal pay," and it's just like, and people's monocles are spinning, their cowboy hats are falling off. I mean, that part I really enjoy.
Gay coal miners fighting for equal pay. That's a cool
That's my
sentence.
favorite things.
That's
It
just a
is.
cool
That's my new
sentence.
band name.
That is a good band name. All right. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Up next, we got gay coal miners fighting for equal pay. And then after that, after that's Guar.
I actually enjoy that. What are some other good band names that are actually just like hot topics, like people fighting for rights? Like is there an official name for like the SAG after strike or something right now that would go along well with it?
So let's do genre. I have an example already. We'll do genre plus topical sentence. So a deathcore band called Build That Wall. Let's see. Nope, that might be it.
This was tough. There's too much going on. My mind's obliterated with causes and issues.
I'm trying, Casey. My brain's in fucking safe mode today. I'm trying. I want to do something with the Norwegian metal band and just call it ICE instead of Immigration Services. Like it's just Norwegian metal, but they're totally anti-immigration, even though it's not happening in their country.
Yeah, we're tired of all these immigrants coming into Iceland. Ooh,
like
nothing an Icelandic person has ever said.
Like a male activist group called White Men Can Jump.
We can, I promise.
Like,
look,
that's actually called a generalization. I have a fucking 4-foot vertical, flat-footed off the ground. Thank you very much. I'll be here all day with my picket sign.
We can rewire that into an incel march just called White Men Can Hump. Just a bunch of incels trying to petition that their dick is credible too.
White men can pump, and it's about straight cisgendered white men who are trying to milk themselves.
Yes, in the least gay way possible.
I like the long and confusing one, the ones that are too long to be names, like a right-wing Texas advocate group that says, I've done the research and no, kids don't benefit from libraries.
Oh, man. a country western band called Free Speech, but just for me.
Oh man, that's okay. All right. Let's see.
Ones that like already fit the bill. I'm just thinking of like I could just start rolling through the Skinner catalog. Give me back my bullets.
Okay, but Give Me Back My Bullets is not about guns. Give Me Back My Bullets is about him being taken off the country music charts, but for similar context.
Right. But how many people do you think, that's a good question. What percentage of their, what you would consider their demographic now really understand that?
Just two motherfuckers, just like, oh, me and the guy I learned it from. That's it.
How is it that man, Leonard Skinner, the most important progressive band member, dies, and it just turns
Yep.
into a completely just a sham of what it was supposed to be.
I know, didn't I? I think I saw. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I saw. If not them, a band in similar regard to where they only half their members or less are still living and playing, but it's like maybe it was like a Skinner final farewell tour. Like, brother, you ain't been around forever, have you? Ain't you like mostly dead?
Yeah, I think by the end of it, it was just like the singer's brother, who was the singer for 38 Special, and then like two of the 14 guitar players that Leonard Skinner had, just so they could complete the solo to Freebird, because there's like 50 solos going on at once. Uh, God, I could probably go my whole life without hearing that song again. I
I
would be
agree,
fine with that.
unless it's in
The
the
Devil's
original
Rejects?
Kingsman movie, that solo, the fight scene in the church. That's
I will. I
mm,
haven't seen any of those films, but I will agree with that. But I will put that at the end of The Devil's Rejects when they run straight into a hail of gunfire from the police to the tune of Freebird. A pretty fitting ending. Daniel, you are muted. You dumb ass.
Okay, so I'm sorry, there was noise in the background. I'm in agreement with you. So we can all conclude that Freebird is only acceptable as the solo part, or maybe a lead in to either a death scene or a fight scene in a movie, because we're both talking about the same principle. Because Casey, if you've never seen that original fight scene in the Kingsman, it's the most beautifully choreographed fight scene I've ever fucking seen in my life. And the background music, because it leads in with the organ and they're in a church, and then when the organ music fucking carries over, then the fighting starts, and it is a work of art. Look it up as soon as we get off Zoom. Fucking
yeah.
play
Just
it
check
on
that
the
clip
Zoom. I
out.
don't give a shit. It is a masterpiece.
Man, I
Oh,
need to
good
watch more
time.
fighting movies.
What other? I can't think of any. I keep thinking of things to ask off the top of my head that I don't have answers to off the top of my head. Like, what are some other great fucking solos or just portions of songs you can think of that would be incredible? Like with some other scene. I'll open it up entirely. It doesn't just have to be like a fight scene or super amped or anything.
I'm a big fan of Master of Puppets solo, and it goes really well with a lead into like a fight scene or an action sequence in a movie. But you're not a Metallica fan. That's just for me and Casey.
Yeah, yeah. Any '80s Metallica period compare pretty well with if you're Daniel, Aaron. Do y'all know the song "Battery" by Metallica?
I believe so. Yes.
It's it makes me want to hit the fucking bricks, dude. Makes me want to pound some ass hard way. You know what I'm saying? You know what? One of the best uses of music with cinema is the build up to WrestleMania 17's main event between Steve Austin and The Rock, where they do this 10-minute like recap of their entire feud leading up to WrestleMania 17 to Limp Bizkit's "My Way," and it's truly epic. How it was the best use of Limp Bizkit in anything ever. It's just like the calmness of "My Way" before the solo, like before the song kicks in. It's Stone Cold talking to Rock, like, "Rock, you gotta understand, I have to beat you. There is no not beating you for this belt." And the Rock's like, "Well, the Rock says if you're gonna beat my ass, you're gonna have to beat it at WrestleMania 17." It's the same voice. And then at the very end, the music starts to build up, and it's like Rock and Stone Cold in the ring, and it's shot in black and white, right? And the Rock has a beer, and Stone Cold has a beer, and Stone Cold like cheers Rock's beer too hard, and it splashes him, and Rock looks at him like, "What the fuck?" And then he fucking cheers them back even harder, and the beer splashes. And then the music kicks in, they drop their beers, and they just start beating the shit out of each other. Dude, wrestling is
Need to see
the
that.
perfect art form. As usual, it's the perfect art form.
I'll posit this. The "Ball with the Ball," not a great song, but the lead in to "Ball with the Ball," the way it drops in, fits really well and pairs very well with "Duel of the Fates" from Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fight one another. I'm serious. It's on the internet. It's everywhere. Look it up. When like it drops into that, the bass drops and then they flip forward and they start fighting them all. Mwah. Beautiful.
I've got a new one that I think is an easy win, or at least I think it's new because I haven't seen all those Oceans movies or whatever. But if you could throw like, because one of the Hive's catchier songs, like Tick, Tick, Boom, it doesn't have that much substance, but just Tick, 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 Boom. That'd be easy to throw in with an Ocean's 33 or something. It's like, especially if you had to have the bombs go off consecutively at like different points around a city or something for this locking mechanism to break down. Yeah.
Can we get a redo of the Oppenheimer trailer with that song instead of what?
Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah,
Fucking.
and it's just like they just had to redo the entire script. Hey, Oppenheimer. He slowly turns his head. Tick, tick, tick. And he goes, "What?" Boom, and then Oppenheimer in theaters. Yeah,
God, this is why I'm in marketing, y'all. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, some say it could be done. Op. Let's see them
There's
drive.
a chance we could ignite the atmosphere. Oh no!
That's like we'd have to change it up all the way. It's like sorry, Christopher Nolan, your vision is great. It's not exactly what we're going for. We're gonna bring the Snides in to finish up Oppenheimer. We're gonna let Zachy boy redo this shit. Still 3 hours. Now the Hives
a lot more zest. Got a lot more pepper on this steak now.
Who is the director of like the Snatch movies and that whole universe?
Ah, shit.
Isn't it Guy?
I'm looking it
up. Guy Ritchie.
There we go.
Okay,
Guy Fieri.
Ritchie.
That's what a Guy Fieri.
Let's get Guy Fieri on the project. He would let him do the Hobbs as his background music for sure. You're telling me this flavor bomb could ignite the atmosphere?
You know, they probably, I was going to say,
covered in donkey sauce.
One of the best marketing teams, if you don't follow Guy Fieri on social media, you should, man, because like whoever throws this shit together just throws it. They've got like a shirt for every fucking thing, whatever's big at the time. They stamp Fieri's face on it. It's fucking wonderful. And they'll hack him into anything. I love them. Just like there was a Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring clip they just thrown out there the other day. And it's where the hobbits are in the inn. They haven't met Aragorn yet. You're like, they get the bartender like, who is that man in the corner over there? That man. He's Guy Fieri, and welcome to Diners, Drive-Ins, and like just. I love that shit.
Oh man, Guy Fieri in like fantasy setting, bars, pubs. So what we got here? Well, this is actually a mutton pie filled with venison of an ancient eldritch deer. Okay, all right, that's money. That is money.
That's my next character for real. I'm gonna make a bard that it's just Guy Fieri. Like that's his whole jam. That's his bardic inspiration. Like every time we stop at a tavern, he's fucking doing like a bit where he's tasting all the food. Oh yeah, that's money. Like just biting into the fucking dragon's egg sandwich.
Buckle up, partner.
And he hates dragon eggs. Hates eggs.
Oh, he can't stand them.
You know Fieri can't have it.
Does he not like eggs?
Man. No, man, he hates eggs.
I didn't know.
Is that real? I'm just going with it.
No, it is for real. You watch him, man. He fucking hates eggs.
Really?
Oh, that kind of bums me out. I thought he was more of a kindred eat everything spirit, or like
he look like it, don't
like
he?
a Zimmern or
he fits the bill.
Look like he ain't picky.
God, just imagine all the scrambled eggs and cheeses a man could ever desire.
I hear the blues calling.
Tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
How about a good old scrambled egg salad?
Okay.
Not enough people go with a salad for breakfast. It's popular in other countries. Why can't we have breakfast salads more often?
I mean, if you're putting a hard-boiled egg in a salad, so okay.
It's just a vehicle. Too many people like make it weird, and you're like, I don't want to say it's a fucking vehicle, man. Do you have a flour tortilla shell? You have 2 buns? Are you baking it on its own, quiche style or something? Or throw it on some fucking leafy greens with whatever the hell else you want there.
Scrambled
Yeah, man,
eggs.
you put a
Scrambled eggs. Throw it on some greens. Chop up some bacon, and then fold that over a fresh hot popping pancake, and just
mm,
crunch and munch.
fucking
Not
challenge
enough.
me, dude, because I'll do it.
You gotta like these are easy things that people just don't think of. It's like the breakfast salad. You're talking about make a pancake taco. You don't even have to do anything. Just make the fucking pancake and fold that shit with the stuff in it. It's already there.
We would do that all the time at Waffle House, man. We would like cook up sausage and put bacon into the waffle batter and then fry us a waffle that had like pecans and blueberries and sausage and
Yeah.
like everything already in it. I've made savory waffles. I mean, it's pretty much a common thing now, but I mean, even make your egg out of pancake. Think about this too. An over medium or somewhat runny egg, even though I'm not a fan of them, you don't really have to apply any salad dressing at that point. You've already got kind of part of your emulsion already going. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a Waffle House story. So there's a Waffle House that I have to service at my job, and it's out in the sticks. We'll say that. So it's kind of a slow Waffle House. Uh, I mean that more ways than one, and not a lot of dirty stuff to pick up. Real easy going Waffle House. I'm pretty thankful that if I was to have a Waffle House, it's this one. I get there at about 5 in the morning. There's nobody there, except for a cook and a server. I go in there, and the server's sitting down, and she doesn't even notice while I'm working. I'm putting the stuff up for him, and I'm handing her the paper, and I'm saying, "Hey, how are you?" And I scare her, and she goes, "Oh my God, hey, I got a question for you." And I said, "Okay." And I'm anticipating maybe some kind of complaint or a recommendation. And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she goes, "It's going to be a weird question." I'm like, "Okay, where's this going to go at the Waffle House at 5 a.m.?" She goes, "Do you play Monopoly Go?" And I said, "No, I don't. Why?" She goes, "See, I'm trying to get more friends on Monopoly Go because if I invite more friends to play the game, then they give me more dice. And the more dice I have is the more time I get to play Monopoly Go." And I was like,
mm-hmm.
"No, I don't. I used to play Pokemon Go." And she's like, "No, no, I'm talking about Monopoly Go. I'm trying to get more." And she just kind of goes back into it. "I'm trying to get more dice so I don't have to stop playing." And then I immediately go to the Waffle House bathroom and just shit because I drank coffee that morning, dude. I blew the back of that toilet out.
Oh man, is that when you were texting me?
I wouldn't have texted y'all that early. Okay, so
Okay.
I did have insane diarrhea at Lowe's. Because I went and got in Etowah, there's this gas station that has a full meat and 3 veg restaurant inside of it by these grandmas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking awesome, dude. And I go in there, and you don't have to buy a whole plate. Like, they have these wonderful hand breaded chicken tenders there, and I'll buy like just 2, and I'll get me something to drink. And I ate it, tasted great. Then I had to go to Lowe's to pick up shit for the room, and I text Aaron and Daniel, and I am full out shitting like water straight in the back of the Lowe's toilet. It was one of those ones I haven't had in a while where you couldn't trust the fart, because you felt like the fart's a plug. And if you remove the plug, once you open Pandora's asshole, it don't close back. And I painted the
When the
back end of
levee
that nose.
breaks.
And it did. It did.
Were you
And it
shitting in the
smelled
top
bad.
of the toilet? Were you like
No,
double
not
upper
an upper
decking, like shitting
decker.
in the back of the toilet?
Oh, I mean, I shit like a normal person, but I blew the back end out where it was just like a buckshot spread shot, And I'm usually not that bad about that. I got consistent little poops, dude, and this one was Turdzilla. I love
Fucking
it.
Sloppenheimer, dude. Fucking destroyer of
Fucking
toilets.
hyper, dude. It was a real Trinity test. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Is
God, you
there a
could
chance this shit could ignite the atmosphere?
tick, tick, tick. God,
I will
the
say-
hives are getting old.
They are, man. I mean,
It's weird. I was
yeah,
looking at
aren't
pictures
we
of
all?
Helen. I know. I was looking at pictures of Pele. I was watching the video again for what's the single? The first single.
Bogus operandi.
Which I love. I
Yeah.
fucking love that song.
It's fucking awesome.
And the video's great. And looking at Pele, and I was like, let's go back in time. So of course I go and watch Hate to Say I Told You So. And God,
They started as babies, man. They were like
children.
teens, if not teens, like real early 20s. So now, you know, they're in their 40s.
There was a time where the Strokes were the coolest band in the world. At the same time, the Hives were going. And somewhere down the line, they switched. Where the Hives became, they're the coolest band in the world. They're the last, like, pure rock and roll band is the fucking Hives.
They're incredible showmen. That's what I love. They've been consistently incredible as showmen throughout. Pele is an incredible. He's a wonderful ringleader. I like the audience participation. The others are fantastic. Side circus views. I mean, they tear it up every time I've seen them live. They're great. I love them. I'm a sucker for the matching uniforms. I realize they're one of those bands that a lot of people, they're like, I didn't realize people still listen to the Hives. I didn't know they were still alive. Like, you're lost, man. Go listen to some Hives again.
God, go back to some of the fucking classics. No pun intended. God, Outsmarted. That's the song, dude.
Garage rock, man. That's probably my favorite genre. I love that distorted shouting. Oh, it's such wonderful chaos.
Just riffing, dude.
Yeah.
Just like what we do. Riffing.
Crickets.
I'm just listening. I'm working on my listening skills. I'm becoming a better person.
That's good, man.
Pay attention.
We can all strive to do better. And that's what I want everyone to learn from today's episode is do better.
Yeah, do better.
Do better, live better. Try that in a small town.
Yeah.
You know, we went through a lot today.
I
have had, speaking of diarrhea, I've had tremendous gas this entire episode because I didn't eat lunch. I just had a handful of Southern Heat barbecue potato chips. I just farted now. Not good. It smells bad.
And I mean, that's why the episode needs to end. So you can go blow us back out again.
So I can go blow my own toilet out, which I hate doing. I'd rather save this shit for tomorrow afternoon, kind of lock it, if you will.
Marinate it.
They make $1 while I make a dime, you know? That's
right.
That's why I have diarrhea shits on company time. Which now, since I'm salary, makes no sense anymore. Now it's like, get the job done as quick as you can.
As best as possible. Which is also a great way to think about your shitting. I want to be in and out of here.
And guys, if you're wanting a pro tip, if you want a pro tip on how to shit, spread your butt on the way down.
Yeah.
Leave no stone unturned.
And if you want to prolapse,
then you can reach us out at the Gmail.
Reach us
at talkinghogspodcast@gmail.com. We have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/talkinghogs. Twitch.tv/talkinghogs. Find us at social media at Talking Hogs. If you're new to the show from our social media posts, go back, listen to the archives. Hours of inside jokes that you can be a part of too. It's a secret. It's a family. It's Italian.
Secret China.
And for everyone who isn't a fan, I hate you, and you will be soon enough.
We're coming.
And we're coming hard. Keep
hogging. Oh, yeah, always. Keep hogging.